Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Gabrielle Ishell, and today's video is going to be a cook with me / what I eat in a day Thanksgiving edition. So this is the day before Thanksgiving. I'm prepping some of the things that take a little bit longer to get ready the night before. This is like 1 a.m. too, so I was really tired, but I still wanted to make sure some things were done. So I started cleaning off the greens and taking all the stems off. I like to soak the greens in cold water and put some salt in there because there's a lot of dirt and sometimes bugs sitting on the leaves. Then I also clean off my sweet potatoes and all my fruits that I got from the store today. If you haven't seen my grocery store haul, go ahead and check that video out after this. So now I'm cleaning my strawberries. I did 3 cups of water and 1 cup of vinegar, and I put my strawberries in there to let it sit for like 20 minutes. And then I am going to cut my pineapple. I got this new gadget from Bed Bath & Beyond when they were going out of business. This is the first time I'm using it, and I absolutely love it. It made coring the pineapple so much easier, and it only took less than 5 minutes to do. I also had pineapple juice left over instead of the waste that I usually have spilling all over my cutting board. So I put that in a little container and put it to the side. I'm going to be making a smoothie in the morning, so I'll be adding the pineapple juice to that. And then the next morning, I realized I didn't have butter. So I went to the store, and to my surprise, butter is expensive. It was $9 for some freaking butter. I don't remember the last time I had to buy butter, but I don't remember it being that expensive. So cleaning out my sink again, and then I'm going to cut the greens. And I recently learned this way. You just cut the stem and then roll it up, and then you cut the greens that way, and it's so much easier than whatever I was doing before. So I'm going to wash them again now that the stems are removed with cold water and salt. And while the greens are soaking in the water, I am putting the neck bone on the stove and browning it a little bit. I'm going to be using that for my greens. So I did mix 2 bags of glory greens in here, and I'm just showing you that I had to pick out the stems because they obviously don't care. I had purposely removed all the stems and my greens were perfect, but throwing that bag in there kind of threw me off because look at all these stems that I had to pull out. Now I'm starting my pot, and I'm going to add some chicken broth, and then I add my turkey neck bone. And then I'm going to cut some onions, add those, and then add my greens. And I usually put my seasoning in before my greens, but I forgot this time. So I put the seasonings in between the greens. So I did like a layer of greens and then seasoning, layer of greens, and then onions, and then more greens. First time using this chipotle bacon that I got from Harris Teeter. Now that the greens are cooking, I'm going to start with the mac and cheese. So I have my elbow noodles. I'm going to let those come to a boil and then cook them for like 8 minutes or until a little bit less than al dente. Now I'm preparing the salmon. I'm going to just season that with lemon pepper seasoning and then add my lemons on it. So for the mac and cheese, I did cut the recipe that I usually use in half. So instead of 1 pound of elbow pasta, I used a ½ pound. For the sauce, I used a 1/4 cup of butter, mixing that with a little bit of flour. And then I'm going to add in my heavy cream and milk. And then once that cooks for a little bit, I will add the seasonings and then the cheeses. So I'm using mild and sharp cheddar cheeses. Going to mix that all until the cheese melts, and then moving the elbow noodles into baking ware, and then going to mix that with the cheeses and just stir it really good so that the cheese gets all in the elbows. And then I'm going to coat the top with some more cheese. It's just a mixture of the sharp and the mild cheddar. Now that the mac and cheese is in the oven to bake, I'm going to finish off my breakfast. So I'm just making pancakes using the recipe that's on the box of the Aunt Jemima. Oh, not the Aunt Jemima, the whatever the new brand name is. I'm not sure right now. But just using the recipe that's on the box, and I'm going to make some pancakes. And I found this picture on Facebook. I'll post it right now. This is where I got my inspiration from. So this is not my creation, not my idea. I made a little deer. I'm going to cut some strawberries and bananas to make a candy cane. And it came out so nice. So I had to change the mouth of the deer because I think that pancake was a little bit too big for what I was trying to go with. So that looks a lot better. Have my virgin orange juice with my pancakes, strawberries, and bananas. While I'm waiting for the rest of my food to bake in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and make me a smoothie. So I'm using the strawberries and the pineapples that I cut up last night. And then there's some blueberries, there's a banana, and then that pineapple juice that I got from the pineapple last night. I'm going to mix that with some crushed ice and a little bit of Minute Maid. And then put that on the blender. And look how pink and thick that smoothie is. Oh, I love smoothies. So I'm trying to add some blueberries, thinking that they would stay on the top, but it's not that thick to hold the blueberries at the top. And then I garnished the glass with a strawberry. My salmon and mac and cheese are both ready. I take those out, and then I head on to Chris's house for his Thanksgiving dinner. I actually brought him half of the greens that I made. I was late. They have dinner early. But they made an apple pie. They had a ham, there's gravy, cranberry sauce, turkey, and he tried to make the sweet potato casserole inspired by Ruth's Chris. If y'all have been to Ruth's Chris, it's really good. So this is really good too. I'm not really a fan of stuffing, but I did try a little bit. Oh my God, his mashed potatoes are so good. He uses a crock pot. I don't know how he does it, but they are so good, so creamy. It's like the perfect texture. And then I'm on my way to my second stop. I went to the National Harbor. Here she had, I don't even know if I got a good video, but she had turkey wings, mac and cheese, ribs, candied yams, crab stuffed salmon, cornbread stuffing. There's rolls, there's cabbage, greens, and then assorted desserts. And this is my plate. And of course I didn't finish it because I had food before this, but I took some of everything and it was all really good. I miss my aunt's cooking. And then sweet potato pies from Henry's Soul Cafe. Oh my God, we get their pie every single year and it is mwah, chef's kiss. So good. The next morning, I continued cooking my dinner because I wanted to have my own Thanksgiving dinner that I, did so I could be proud of, making my own meal. So I made some fried apples. I peeled the skin off the apples and then cut them. And I learned today that this green inside the apple means that it's not yet ripe. I've literally never seen an apple like that before. So I had to ask Alexa what was going on with that thing. So I'm using butter, sugar, and cinnamon. So I'm going to mix that up and then add the apples and let that fry for like 5 to 8 minutes. So while those are going, I'm going to put the sweet potatoes in the oven. This is for the sweet potato pie. I'm using this recipe that I found online. I've only made sweet potato pie once, and it was like with a group. So this is my first time like really making it on my own. Stay tuned for that. It's towards the end of the video. I have my leftover breakfast from the previous day, my chipotle bacon, which I love so much, and pancakes. Instead of orange juice today, I had some water because I'm kind of behind on my water intake. Here's my holiday drink of the week. So this week I am doing a spiked eggnog. I asked Chris and his brother, and they told me that rum was the best thing to go with eggnog, and so Chris let me borrow his rum. So this is what I'm using, and let's see what I think. Okay, let's try it out. I don't like dark liquor, so we'll see. They say this is the best thing to mix it with, so. I put too much. That's really strong, y'all. Cheers. So I put a little bit more eggnog in here to kind of dilute the alcohol because it's too strong for me. And put some cinnamon at the top. Tastes a lot better. Now I have my sweet potato pie. This is from Henry Soul Cafe, and oh my god, it is to die for. So now we're going to start getting the sweet potato pie ready. I'm making a crust this time. I'm using graham crackers, and I used 11 graham crackers to make like 1.5 cups of crushed graham crackers. Using my rolling pin to crush them in a bag, and it was actually easier than I thought. I'm going to pour those into the bowl. Going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Gonna mix that up and then add the melted butter. It's gonna be like a weird texture, like wet sand. That's what it feels like. You're gonna use the measuring cup to push the graham crackers up against the walls of the pie pan. For the pie filling, I'm going to use my 3 sweet potatoes that I put in the oven, and then I used 2 eggs. I used a stick of butter, and I think a 1/2 cup of milk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and a cup of sugar. I think I should have added some more sugar, honestly. I made a mistake of not tasting the filling before I filled the pie crust. Next time I'll definitely know to taste it, but I think it could have used a little bit more sugar. Luckily, I was just making this for myself, so it's trial and error, and that's cool. Next time when I make it for someone else, it's gonna be bomb. So I filled the pie crust and then put that in the oven for, I think, an hour. While that is baking, I'm going to do my sweet potatoes. And this, I also found a random recipe online. I don't know why I didn't just go with the recipe that I usually do when I'm making candied yams, but it is what it is. I mixed butter, sugar, a little bit of ginger, nutmeg, and clove, and then I added some honey and then also some orange juice and orange zest. So I got the idea of orange. Okay, now I remember. This is why I used another recipe, because when I had my aunt's sweet potatoes from Thanksgiving, I could taste the orange in there. So I actually should have just asked her for her recipe, because I've never made sweet potatoes with orange or orange zest. So yeah, that's why I went to Google to find a recipe. So after making that sauce, I'm like, let me go ahead and put my syrup in there like I normally do. So I put the syrup in there, and then I added the sauce that I just concocted on the stove. So y'all see the oven's is on 400. I was supposed to turn it to 350. So the crust is a little crispy on the edges, but I think we're still good, because if you look below, right below the tip, it looks like a little bit lighter, so we should be good. But this is what we are working with right now. And I just cleaned up the kitchen, so I love cleaning while I'm cooking because it just makes it easier for me. So I'm proud of myself for this. So while that is going, I'm just going to prepare my dinner, and it's just Thanksgiving leftovers. So I have turkey wing. I love turkey wings, y'all. Turkey wings, cabbage, ribs, mac and cheese, candied yams, and some stuffing. I think my eyes were definitely bigger than my stomach. That's always how it is. I don't usually finish my plates most times. I always take stuff to go. But yeah, so that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is like my first video where I'm like telling people what I made and how I made it. So I hope it wasn't too bad, y'all. Let me know in the comments below if you made any of the things that I made, or what you think about the recipes. Some of them, like I said, are some random ones that I got from Google, and I can definitely in the future use the recipe as a foundation, but also alter it a little bit just to my liking, just to make it better for next time. Oh, I'm so tired. I got the itis. Getting ready to go to bed. So that's what I eat in a day or two, Thanksgiving edition. My hair is a little crazy right now. You gotta trust the process. It's gonna be a twist out, and it's gonna look bomb in 2 days. It's still wet, but I'm gonna go to bed like this anyway because I'm so tired. You can see these bags under my eyes. I'm tired. I am tired. So I'm gonna go to bed. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Also, click the subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I post. And until the next one, bye.